Hello, everybody. Angel Arts is here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play with the Bravo Squad in Mass Effect Collision, our tabletop campaign. We have just finished a whole string of combined sessions, combined squad sessions, and now we are sort of going back into the more focused path. We basically reached the halfway point of the plot, and I'm very excited because this is the point where I have no idea what's going to happen next because it's really up to the players what they decide to do now. I think I heard some discussion of what they intend on doing next, and I'm just kind of following along for the ride. So a lot of this, if you will, is totally off the seat of my pants. So we'll see how this goes. But let us start with the warm-up question. This is the same warm-up question that I just asked main squad last week. The question is, now that we've reached the halfway point of the story, give me one major goal that your character personally has, which may not necessarily have anything to do with the whole save the world arc. It might be a personal goal or a personal quest, if you will. I'm just curious where your character is now and what they specifically would like to do before the close of this story. Would anyone like to go first?
I'm happy to go. Darren is a character who doesn't really plan ahead, so having goals for him isn't really he doesn't think that far ahead. He likes to live in the moment as much as possible.
It doesn't have to be it can be a subconscious goal, not necessarily thinking about it. Or it might just be a goal that this is very much just as much a goal that the player has, not necessarily that the character has.
Okay.
What does Alex hope to get with his character?
I don't know. I just kind of, as a player, I just hope he has a fulfilling story, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be a necessarily happy one or anything like that. I just want it to be as good a story as possible, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Darren's only real goal is actually the mission at the moment. He tends to have smaller goals.
Like what? What's a smaller goal?
Well, his current smaller goal is he asked Chris to design Trissy some armor, so he wants to get that made for her. So that's his current goal at the moment.
Lynn's kind of got two goals. His one that he's currently thinking is find Octavius.
Mm-hmm.
His subconscious one is he wants to confront and patch things up with his dad, which I think is kind of impossible, so I'm presuming his dad is dead, which will be really awkwardly difficult to do, but still. I think subconsciously he always wanted to patch that up.
This is difficult. I think probably Crystal wants to set everything back the way they were, as in terms of realities being separate and not going to have one giant people being able to transport back and forth between them.
Yep.
She wants the doors to be closed. Somehow if the group ends up being in a different reality, she wants to make sure nobody else can travel after that. I mean, it's way too confusing as it is.
Let me ask you this. Even it means that for whatever reason, you guys and the rest of your people end up stuck in Purple Galaxy with a world where the Reapers are not destroyed. Even if it comes to that.
No.
No. You're willing to...
The Reapers must be destroyed. They must be destroyed.
So what's more important to you, that the Reapers are destroyed, or that you guys close off all of the gates between galaxies so that people can't mess around?
But are those mutually exclusive?
If you had to make one choice or the other, would you rather the Reapers were destroyed in Purple Galaxy, or would you rather that there was the ability for people to remain jumping from one galaxy to another? Assuming that the Reapers in the Purple Galaxy stays put, I guess, because you don't want the threat of the Reapers to gravitate towards all the galaxies. I'm just curious what's more important to Crystal. Fate of the one or fate of the many? What is it?
Close the portal.
Interesting.
There are 5 realities you sacrifice one reality for the 4 others.
That makes sense to me. For Crystal, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but yeah, I really want things to work out.
I know you do.
Pat.
I don't know. Because like I feel like she's kind of accomplished her goals, or she kind of cannot accomplish her goal, which is to make Dane Anderson's face explode.
She saw that already.
Yeah, but like she wants to do it.
There's like 3 other universes. I'm sure she can find another
There's
Dane
still, you know, Timaeus
like-
and Octavius. I mean,
True.
Aya could be like, "Yes, Loon, I'll help you find Octavius."
And then just like
Oh.
You see, one other reason I didn't save him.
That's true.
yeah,
No,
because
Crystal
that
could have
means that
saved
he's-
Octavius by letting him free and not bringing him back to Aya. Could.
I think maybe her short-term goal might be making sure that Lund doesn't die from too much exposure to the real world.
Because Lun is such a child. Like
No,
that.
not that. Like more like I take off your mask, you're exposed to the real world. Now you die.
Okay. Fair enough.
Maybe we can hijack again.
So what I wanted to do now is I want to give you guys, before you move on to whatever it is you want to move on, to see if there was any last minute role playing that you wanted to, you know, if there were loose ends that you wanted to tie up, whether it is conversing with each other or conversing with an NPC. If you want to do it before you leave New Orleans, now is the time.
Dr. Solus.
You want to talk to who?
Dr. Solus?
Oh, Dr. Solus. When you said Solus, I was thinking Dragon Age Inquisition. I said, what?
Oh.
Solus? Oh, Morden. Yes, that's fine.
Sure, let's hijack Solus.
Morden is probably going to be back on your ship, the SR-1. I'm sure that he is making preparations for wherever it is you guys are jumping to. If you enter his office, he will look up and he will give you a smile and he will say, Dr. Chen, how may I help you? I trust that things at the games were quite beneficial, seeing how the results ended up being how they were.
I don't know. That is part of Rang's plan. But Crystal brings Lund with her to see.
Me?
Oh, okay, sure.
Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright.
Oh, there you are, Lun. I didn't see you before. It's like you just appeared out of nowhere. Is that a new cloaking device? No, it's okay.
No, Lund appears behind Crystal.
No, Lund stole Aya's cloak.
From what Ring tells us, the other reality colliders of the other worlds were based on Reaper technology. Is that true for yours?
Solus sighs. Yes, it is based on that. Yes, it is.
How do you reduce or eliminate the risk of people being indoctrinated?
He said the schematic, the recipe or schematics, however you want to see it, were based off of Reaper technology, but the materials that were used to manufacture it are not Reaper tech.
Would you be willing to show us the schematic?
But
and
of
ways
course.
to this?
He will show you the schematic, and it's ridiculously complicated. I don't know. Even with Crystal's ingenuity, I'm sure she'll be able to, understand a good chunk of it. But there's a lot that's very foreign to her. Based on the patterns, though, it doesn't look like it. The principle behind it is purely non-Reaper tech.
Do you have any experience in your field on how to isolate any kind of Reaper technology from the people working on it?
Personally, no more than the average engineer.
And last, before we go, may I have your personal opinion on something?
He looks very surprised. Certainly. What exactly do you need to know?
If you were given a chance to transplant your life to a different reality, as we have, would you go for it?
He thinks to himself. Assuming that the other reality placed me in much more favorable conditions, I'm assuming is your question.
Even if not.
He thinks for a moment. For practical reasons, beneficial, yes. Non-beneficial, no.
Thank you. That is all. And Lun can say anything he wants.
Blund's more confused to why he was dragged here.
Well, you are a fanboy of
Not
Morden
this,
Solis, right?
not this Morden. It's not his Morden.
It's a different Warden. Yeah.
Wrong one.
Hey,
Is Lun gonna say anything or not say anything?
He doesn't really have anything to say. I'm kind of shocked unsure why he was dragged there. He just doesn't have any input to this conversation.
Maybe ask about a Geth?
I don't know about Gaff.
So Lun, how is your amp doing? Just out
My-
of curiosity.
It seems to be working fine. You'll pull up his Omnitool and check. Everything seems to be working order.
Considering the history, I thought it would be good of me to ask.
I always keep a good eye on it and give it its repairs when it's need be and proper tuning.
He smiles. And how is Lucas doing?
He's doing well. Yeah, I'm surprised he's so used to traveling around and stuff. Seeing we picked him up on a wild planet where there was no intellectual life.
He says he seems to have acclimated extremely well. Did he enjoy the games?
I think he did, yes.
Hopefully not too much. All right, Lun. Well, thank you. It was very nice chatting with you.
Same here.
Good luck, Dr. Solis. You know, you should really change your name,
Oh?
because you're not.
Chris will probably pull you aside, Lun, at some point before he leaves. So, he says, I just wanted to say thank you for, helping me back there.
It's no problem. You were a great friend, Chris. I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too. Hopefully we'll be able to meet again. Have you ever played Galaxy of Fantasy?
Galaxy of Fantasy, I've heard that name.
He says, well, if you ever do, he writes, takes out his Omnitool, I guess, and he passes you. This is my handle name. Look me up.
I will do.
Maybe I can, help you level up a few of the first 10 levels or so.
I look forward to it. It'll be nice to do something relaxing after all of this.
So what are you gonna do now?
I've got to tie up a few loose ends, help my people, and then I guess help Rain with whatever she wants to do.
Are you gonna try to find Octavius?
We got the stuff to look for him. I'll make sure next time we meet, we'll pass. I'll be able to hand Octavius back to his wife.
That would be really good. Knowing him, he's a survivor. I'm confident that he's still alive somewhere. But if you ever do meet him again, he's not actually the most trusting person in the world.
All he needs to do is trust me enough to get him back to his wife, so I think I've got the tools to get that done. Enough, at least. Hopefully he won't shoot me in the face.
Yeah. He's been through a lot.
I can only...
They did a lot of experiments on him. a lot.
I can't even imagine.
I sometimes overhear him at night talking to himself, screaming. Not very pleasant.
I can imagine.
So, yeah, if you do end up seeing him, just try to be gentle.
Of course.
Maybe pass that along to Aya as well.
I'll
She's
find.
not necessarily the most delicate of flowers.
Don't let her hear you say that.
Yeah, exactly. Knowing her, if she was listening to this conversation right now, she'd probably wring my neck.
Don't worry, I'll stop her. She has to listen to me now.
Oh, why is that?
Reasons.
Fair enough. Well, I guess tell everybody else I said goodbye. And see you around.
No problem. He'll give Chris a hug before he goes, like a nice tight squeeze.
He will also return the hug and give you a big squeeze back. And then he says, "Oh, one more thing." He will take out. I think he'll take out a chip and hand it to you.
Huh? What is this?
Well, I think Darren was talking about being very interested in the mech suit that I made for Anar. So if you guys want one of your own, here's a schematic.
Cool, thanks. I'll pass it on to Darren.
Hope you can make good use of it.
I'm sure we will.
Good luck.
You too.
Aya, Niha is going to... you guys are going to have lunch at a cafe or something. Lunch at one of the cafeterias. Niha, while she's probably munching on some sort of a dextro-based sandwich, is going to say, "Oh, the food over here. Do you actually like Cajun food? It's so spicy."
It's fine. You get used to it. Maybe it's just you that's a delicate flower.
I never understood why people actually enjoy spicy food. Maybe it's a human thing. It's so... I don't know. It just makes me feel like I'm breaking out into hives in my throat.
You're just a cute little... yeah. Cute little one.
Don't call me cute.
Aww, it's the cute little Norian. Not happy with her food.
She says, "Oh, and to think I thought I would actually miss leaving your group again to go off gallivanting across the galaxy. Maybe not so much.
Come on, you have missed me, you know it.
Maybe a little.
Uh-huh.
Listen," she says, "I was able to make some final modifications on your cloaking device.
Oh, fine.
No more whirring sounds. It is
Good.
now as silent as you can possibly have it."
Perfect. That means I won't be like a giant buzzing target even though I'm supposed to be invisible. Because we both know how that went last time.
So the cloaking device has the following properties. When you enter into combat, and the dive device immediately goes into combat mode, which means that it starts combat with 3 charges. And you can spend those charges during combat, depending on what the situation is. So if you expend 1 charge, you can restore your shields to full. If your shields were not fully empty before you activate this, then all of the extra shield that you recovered stacks over top your existing shields. You can expend 2 charges so that whenever you take a hit, the device will auto-zap the assailant, dealing 3d6 electricity damage immediately, and then you automatically cloak once this happens. If you expend 3 charges, you can, to discharge the energy around you, all enemies within 5 squares of you take 2d6 electricity damage. If they fail a strength check, they are stunned for the next round. regardless of how many charges you spend, you always cloak immediately afterwards. Okay, so with this device, the check involved to cloak has been reduced to 20. And then in addition to that, whenever you expend your charges, you automatically cloak. You automatically cloak without having to roll, without having to check. It just works. Let's try that. Does that sound reasonable?
That
Malik?
sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay. Okay. So I did good work at last. It took me 3 years.
It only took you 3 years to not get me killed.
She says, well, I must be doing something right. So tell me, she says, you are returning back to our people.
Yeah, that's the plan at least. We're trying to figure out how to save them.
Are you going to move them?
I want to, but I don't know what the team says.
It's very risky.
So I
If
hear.
we're not careful, we could lose everything.
Yeah.
Of course, if we wait too long, we could lose everything anyway.
Question is how they're doing right now. None of us have been back there since. It's been quite a while now.
Exactly. At minimum, touching base with them is definitely a good idea.
Yeah. We're considering doing it. We're probably doing a supply run, bringing them food at least.
So, she asked, how does it feel reuniting with your brother again?
Don't even get me started on that fucking dick.
Oh, come on, Aya. Tell us how you really feel.
He's got a stick up his ass the size of the Titanic.
True, but I have to admit, he's kind of cute.
I think we met different versions of him, because like nothing about him is cute.
Yeah, well, apparently the two of you don't have anything in common then.
Oh, har har har.
How about your uncle?
I have only spoken to one version of him. There's like so many. Yeah, this whole reality colliding Majibas is just like I'm having a hard time coping with everything because like I talked to my uncle back in the previous, that where Rain is from.
Oh,
And
yes, I think I heard of that. The Resistance, yes.
Yeah, and I saw like him briefly while we've been here, but like they're not my uncle. They're not the one that provided me all the contacts. They're not the one that actually enabled me to blast the faces off of some really bad people.
So you feel feel absolutely no attachment to any of your uncles in whatever universe.
I do, but I'm having a hard time figuring out whether or not I should. Whether or not I should do, because yeah, they look like him and they act sort of like him, but Lund told me this, like, but they aren't the same person. Treating them as the same person is unfair.
I suppose you're probably right, she says. Still, I can't help but see it as a possible second chance. It's true, there may not be the exact same person, but
Yeah,
such an opportunity does not show itself to virtually anybody.
yeah, maybe.
This is, this may very well be a gift that you are lucky to receive, if you decide to accept it, but that is completely up to you.
Yeah. How about you? Did you find your brother?
No, she says, we've been so busy jumping from one place to another, there really wasn't much time for me to make social calls of any sort. Not that I would really know what to talk about with my brother, even if I were to find him.
Hello, I am your brother from another mother. Or kind of.
Yes.
Sister from
I-
another mother.
Yes. Oh, you're talking about Quinn, not Leto. I see. Yes, Quinn. Quinn is, well, he's.
Difficult. A dick.
Hmm.
A bit of an asshole.
Yes, she says. Yes.
He's very cold, your brother.
Ah, he's not exactly the most socially adept. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Maybe I should just give him a chance. But like, he just came into my ship, took apart my engine and put it back together.
Yes,
And
he does that.
yeah, goddammit, that's my boat now. Maybe we should take it once we've finished all this and just tour around the galaxy in one of the most high-tech vehicles ever made.
Yes, well, hopefully this thing will be over sooner than later. That way I don't have to deal with him nearly as much as I do now.
Well, you can always stick with us.
I could.
Maybe we can find you a cute Tyrian dude.
I'm open to that. I'm open to that idea.
I think I saw someone back.
I had told Rain that I would do everything in my power to help out. But Aya, if you personally ask me to stay with you in your group, I will seriously consider it.
I'm asking you to stay with our group. But we're also helping Rain. So consider it a two birds with one stone.
You have a good point. I have to decide then who I'm going to leave in charge. Faith
Agatha?
means well, but she's not very. I want to say not
Salo
very.
is a good point. Is a good dude. Salo could do it.
You think I should appoint Salo?
Yeah, he may be a
That
little
is
bit
interesting.
He may be a little bit young, but he's got a good head on his shoulders.
I'm not sure what I would say to Faith then. Technically, Charles put her in second in command. Technically.
Technically. Mutiny! Oh, pirate.
Well, I guess that is that. I will think about it and discuss it with them. I'm not really sure
If nothing else, you can always put Nilu in command. Because, like, she knows everything. That kid is a badass.
I like Nilo, and she has a very good sense of fashion. I think her brother needs to relax
Lighten up.
a little bit. Exactly. I have a feel that's the only thing I can think of is if I put Salo in charge, Nilo would probably run into some issues.
Maybe. You'll figure it out.
I will take it in serious consideration. I will let you know before you leave.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Also, seriously, you should try that. Try this and like these things here. She will pull up the most spicy dextro food she's ever found. Here.
Are you gonna?
Come on.
You probably should do a bluff check.
Come on.
She takes what is the item? I'm just curious what the item is.
It's a sort of fried fish.
Fried fish. But wait, is it dextro based though?
Yeah.
I don't know if you would.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
She will take a piece of the fish, and I guess put it through whatever receptacle. I know
Yeah.
that Quarians can eat, however she eats it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you start hearing sort of like a semi-alarm system from within her suit. It's internal. She begins flapping her arms, and then she gets up. She starts running around, screaming your name. Aya, you busted! And then she runs off to the bathroom.
Works every time.
Like that. Apparently she's fell for this before.
Oh, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, Aya. She will get you back for that, and you know she will get you back for that. The evening before you leave, you will find something in the cargo hold of the Normandy, your Normandy. You will find several crates waiting for you. They all have a full aquaponics setup for both Dextro and Levo species. In case you don't know, aquaponics is a closed system where you use water from a fish breeding farm to grow vegetables. So there are several crates that will provide enough food for about 150 people each once fully functional, along with seeds, seedlings, fresh water, crayfish, and fish fingerlings like tilapia, perch, barramundi, and some other super fast-growing species, as well as brine shrimp eggs to hatch for fish food and low-voltage LED lighting for growth lights. There's also plans for a geothermal energy system if you need more power, and manufacturing instructions for 3D printing of parts. This is from Elias and his squad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad for a bunch of weirdos from a different galaxy.
It does mean then they can. It does mean then we're not on a time limit once they get this up and running.
True.
Let's hope everyone liked fish.
Honestly, after what we've been eating for the past 3 years, I think they're probably not going to complain.
Yeah. It's enough to make our people survive at least, so that's good.
And like, as we discussed, we're going to vote on it, so now it's an option to stay at least.
The next morning, you guys are on the docks and you are making your way to I guess, load things up into your ship. Aya will get a call from Niha.
Hello, mask face.
Aya, she says, "Where are you?"
We're at the docks with the ship.
She then says, "Good, because I need to figure out what's going on. Quinn, he's basically been yelling in my ear for the last 5 minutes, asking me where you are right now and why you stole his gun."
Wait, what?
He says that you and Darren were on their ship just a few moments ago. Said that
No,
you
we weren't.
needed. You weren't.
Darren?
What do I do now?
Did you steal Quinn's super gun?
No.
Are you sure?
I think I'd remember. Was I've been here with you?
Okay, we have a problem. I think that you and me are going crazy, or at least you and me that are not you and me are doing bad things.
Kila, this is more complicated than I thought. Ugh. So
Do we have a
if
track on
you-
them or something?
She says, "No, there was no reason for us to track them. We thought they were you, or he thought they were you."
Pardon? Can't hear you, never mind.
I'll put her on speaker.
Okay.
So, Darren, if you had just stolen a very highly dangerous thing that can shoot holes between realities, where would you go?
Some were safe, some were not expected.
If there aren't very many, well, she says you're on a big, giant, floating, human-made island. I don't think that there's many places for them to go.
There's
Most
like
likely, they'll
500
probably. Go ahead, Darren.
Sorry, there's like 5 other galaxies they could go to.
That's
Isn't that kind of
assuming they know how
responsible?
to use the device.
They wouldn't steal it just because, would they? Darren probably doesn't know how to do it, but well, I can figure out anything.
Yes, I don't think Darren in any universe would be smart enough to figure that out.
I would be offended, but you're probably right. I'm sure there's like, science me out there, inventing stuff.
What do we know about the Darren and the Aya here in this universe?
When you Cerberus in this universe. Ex-Cerberus.
yeah.
Ex-Cerberus in this universe.
I thought that was
Ex-Cerberus.
this.
I remember when we looked it up.
Yeah,
I were ex-Cerberus. I was
And they were
dead.
somewhere on Earth.
apparently I'm dead.
No,
So-
you,
No,
no, you were ex-Cerberus.
You're
I was,
Cerberus.
I was dead.
Lun
Oh,
is
yeah.
dead.
You're dead in yellow, so is Darren.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're dead in yellow, not this.
Actually not.
God damn it. So, okay, we're ex-Cerberus. Where would we hide? What do I remember?
Everyone in the Bravo Squad roll a perception roll.
Are we in the same room?
You're outside in the docks. You're like loading cargo. You're like loading cargo or fuel.
And
like,
I have Niha on speaker, so like
and
you
have
would
Neon
probably,
speaker.
if you were within like not too far away, you would have heard some of it.
Well, I got a 17, which was the highest, so.
Okay, Darren, you look around and you notice two suspicious-looking figures down yonder. One appears to be a man with a tied in a ponytail and a big giant trench coat. The other one seems to be a rather handsome-looking gentleman with blondish hair and a big mustache.
Okay, I'm very subtly going to signal to Aya.
If you didn't get the call from Niha, you wouldn't think much of it. But now that she mentioned this theft that had happened, you can't help but think that the really handsome man in the mustache looks a lot like you.
Fake mustache, man. Master of disguise. I'm very subtly going to signal to Aya that there were people down there. Good hand signals.
I will instantly. I will use the cloaking thing.
Okay, you'll use the cloaking thing.
Yeah. And then she'll pull out her rifle and then like take a look down the sights to look closer at them.
How about Crystal and Lun? Are they involved in this?
I pictured Lun helping load crates, so someone points out to him he could actually stop them.
Okay.
Crystal has a critical fail on perception, so she doesn't realize what's going on.
They don't. They don't even notice. That they are
it's
so
a-
busy they don't notice Aya
it's a-
just appearing.
It depends if Darren also grabbed Lun's attention, if I guess.
Yeah, would you?
It depends where she was in relation to me. I'm not going to make a big
You guys
gesture.
were nearby.
Yeah,
So
Lun's
you
probably
can
like
easily-
biotically lifting crates for the ship for making it
Yeah,
easier.
you can easily inform the others if you wanted to.
I'd say I signaled Aya. If they feel they would have seen it, then they did.
I'm gonna go with that Lun saw it as well then, because he probably wasn't that far.
I'm going to go say hi. Unless you think I shouldn't.
Well.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna move the map here.
You're sure that
So-
Lun wouldn't have noticed that his girlfriend just disappeared out in
Well,
thin air?
that too, but he's probably just like cloak.
Yeah, so I said that out loud. If
He's
Aya
used to this.
told him not to go talk to them, then he's not going to, but... Left to his own devices, that's his current plan.
Alright, so you guys are coming from north. You're coming from north. We'll say that your ship is off the map and to the north.
How far
Um,
is my range?
So I'm guessing that Darth Vader's the Superstar Destroyer is the SR2.
Cool, I can get this.
It's not on the map. Your ship is not on the map.
No, I mean the SR2. The Alphas.
The Alpha ship... Oh, I didn't get a chance to put that in.
So the Darth Vader's Superstar Destroyer is something else.
The Alpha ship is over here. Let me go, like, right next to you. Let me put... I forgot to put... I can't find a decent enough looking replica. We'll say that this doesn't look anything like it, but it's just for placement's sake. This is the SR2.
That's very smart. There we go.
It doesn't look anything like it, but it looks more like Majora's Mask, but that's okay.
So the so Darth Vader's Superstar Destroyer is just a ship. Okay.
So, yeah. Well, as Darren said, he's going to go talk to him, so... start walking out with them.
And Aya is cloaked. So where is Aya? going to
I
glance
will
herself?
be moving up as well, but like I said, she is taking a look through her sniper scope to get a closer look at them.
Okay, so are you staying put where you are right this moment?
I might 5-foot step like that.
Okay. How about Lun and Crystal and...
Len's gonna casually walk around here looking like he's checking the engines and stuff, and he's gonna do a stasis on Aya's clone. Well,
do a stasis?
Yeah.
So you're doing that before Darren talks to...
Yep.
Okay. Aya will get frozen. And at that point that brings the other Darren like to attention. He pulls out some device. No, he pulls out a gun. He'll pull out like an assault rifle. And start looking around. While this is happening, Crystal is doing what?
She just realized that other people are getting ready to start a fight or something. She said,
Okay.
What's going on? It's just, we haven't rolled the initiative, right? So we're still just
Not
in
yet.
preparation.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
So she's just going to observe right now because she has no idea what's happening.
When Lun freezes Aya, Trissy, who was nearby, walks up to them and says, "Aya, are you okay?"
How did you get the idea? They would have me. Terrible.
Why are you wearing that strange public masturbator trench coat?
Exactly.
Can I keep moving?
Yeah. Are you gonna go walk to them?
Yep. Hey, so nice mustache you got there.
You're doing well right now. Right now, Darren feels threatened because Aya's in a stasis, so you probably won't get that close before he reacts.
I'm not holding a weapon, so okay. Reacts then.
Yeah, well,
Wait till I get
anyone
to
who approaches him, including Trissy. Actually, when Trissy runs over him, it startles the other Darren, and he still has the Quinn's gun in his other hand, and it startles him so much he turns towards Trissy's direction, and he ends up. The device starts to shake in his hand, almost like it's malfunctioning, and there's a big blast of light that shoots forth, and Trissy disappears.
Oh shit.
Shit.
Aya will now shoot him.
Aya will now shoot him.
She'll
Alright.
try to aim for like his leg or something so that she can kill him, but okay.
Is
Roll.
the portal
Sorry, Alex. I'm sorry, Alex.
36 for hit.
36 for a hit.
Yeah.
That's going to hit him. You shot his leg, right?
And I did it for like that, so 9 damage.
Darren takes 9 damage. You hit him in the leg, he falls over. The gun falls from his hand, bounces onto the ground. The object is still looks like it's unstable and it's shaking, and it starts firing in the opposite direction. It hits something right behind you, Lun, and a big flash of light. The main squad ship disappears.
Shit.
is the portal that Tracy was sent to still there?
No, it was all happening so fast.
Okay.
You weren't able to notice like what color it was. It all happened so fast.
Did we
Okay.
notice what color? Did anyone notice what color main Alpha Squad ship was?
Roll a perception, Aya and Crystal.
Can I use search this time?
Yeah, you can.
13.
9 for Yi. And how
He
about Lun?
crit fails.
Again,
Crit fail.
doesn't matter. It's pretty low anyway.
Oh wait, could I still use my investigation because then it's a 18.
It's an 18. You think? Wait, actually, did Lun get what? Did Lun get a roll too? Perception roll?
I thought you said just Aya and Chan.
Chen.
You didn't.
But you were right. But you were right there.
Oh, can I roll as well then?
Yeah, you were right there at the ship. I meant Lun and Crystal because you guys were right by the ship.
Okay.
I think Aya, you were too busy looking at the other two. I don't think you would
Yeah.
necessarily.
Okay.
Especially
Lun-
after Trissy gets shot, I don't think
Yeah.
that you'd be paying much attention. All right. Neither of you two were able to catch a sight of what color it was.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is charge over at Oven. Basically, tackle
We
him
should
as well.
we should before you do that, we need to roll initiative.
Okay.
How many actions do you want to take?
I'll take 2, please.
Aya, how many?
I will 2, I think, yeah.
2 actions.
Lun.
I'll stick with 2.
Okay, Darren, go first.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is run over here. I want to tackle Oven me to the ground and sort of pin him there
You're gonna pin him.
to the ground. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Where did you send her?
You have to roll a opposing strength.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your strength.
Would that actually just be brawling?
I would say so.
Okay. Sounds very emotional right now. Would that be against my brawling defense value, or would it be an opposed roll?
It's an opposed. I'm rolling opposed.
Okay.
You yell at him, "Where did you send her?" And he, even though you shot him in the knee, he's got very good upper body strength, and he tosses you almost into the water. I will let you use a dexterity check to catch yourself from falling into the water, Darren.
Okay.
He basically grabs you, like you tackle him, you push him to the ground, and basically with his good leg, he lifts you up and gives you a swift like kick and sort of bunts you like over him, like catapults you over him towards the water. 20? Alright, so you grab a hold of the side of the deck before you fall into the water, although your right shoe probably dips in and gets your socks all soggy. Stupid soggy socks!
It's just the worst. I was really having a bad day now. Including resistance. and my
Aya,
socks
you're
now.
up.
Okay, I will use my move 6 up to there, and then I will. How do just? I will cast Incinerate on. Yeah, I will cast Incinerate on Darren. 13.
13, and does that go
And
through?
it's an area of effect of 6 per of 1 meter per plus 6 weapons repair. I have 11, so it does it like area of effect. Does it just hit at Darren when it's 1 meter, or does it spread out to? Is that just one field?
It seems like it'll be centered on Darren.
Yeah,
So it would probably hit Aya, right?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like because
So it
if
would
it's
probably hit Aya for the same amount of damage.
yes,
Does that go?
So it's 13. Does that go through? Does that go through damage resistance? Like damage
it's
reduction?
it bypassed their armor.
Okay.
How about their barrier? How about their shields?
It doesn't say.
I would say it probably would hit the shield first. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd
Okay.
take 3 damage from that then, and then he has no shield.
You would take 3 damage.
He would take 3 damage. Sorry.
He would take 3 damage from that.
Yeah, with no shield now.
And Aya would then
Wait,
take.
I thought it was 13 damage.
It
That's
is
my
13 damage.
That's my damage resistance.
No, his stats for his damage resistance are different. He's got different resistances.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Plus, he says it goes through resistance, right?
It bypasses armor.
Right. So it does. So he took the full on 13, but it all goes on to his shields.
Yeah.
And that's why that Aya has.
Pulls something out of his belt, his utility belt. It looks like some sort of a controller. He pushes a button on the controller. All of a sudden, this giant crate next to you bursts open,
Oh boy.
and out pops
Oh, other me's just the worst.
as a move action with incredible strength, which I'm rolling right now. 22, actually, that's a wild die. So, 27. With incredible strength, he manages to pull himself up into the mech. And that's all he can do that turn. That was his move action. You hear the mech say, "Target online." Now, Aya, how long is Aya in this stasis field? Lun.
I guess Lun will drop
Well, no,
it.
we'll drop it.
Because it's basically, if I choose to keep it, I take a -9 to all actions.
Okay.
Um,
So are you dropping it now, or?
I just gotta see now. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, it would have dropped.
Okay.
I think it says it lasted the end of the round and it started pre-combat.
Okay. Aya cloaks.
Hmm.
Next, a shot rings out and fires, hitting Aya. Aya, what is your defense against range attacks?
19.
19.
If she has anything close to my stats, she will easily hit that.
Is Aya still cloaked though?
Oop. Nope.
No, I'm not. I decloak because I took an attack action.
Critical
Okay.
miss. Aya, roll a perception, please.
Remember that because she took an aggressive action. She
Yeah, I know that. I'm aware of that. That's why I'm asking for perception.
I rolled a 13. Failed.
Okay. It looks like the shot came from this direction somewhere. Somewhere in this direction. Crystal Chen. You're up.
Oh gosh, this is hard. She's going to sprint toward where the reality collider gun was dropped. Can she see that?
I think she can.
So she's going
So
to
how much
sprint
movement
toward
do
it.
you have? Yeah, how much movement do you have?
11 times 4, so 44.
You can make
Okay, and
it.
I think we said that each square was 2, I think.
So 22.
22. So you can move 22 squares. I think you can reach it, but go ahead and count it out. Yeah, you can reach it. If you want to go right up to it, you can. Yep. You
Okay,
probably won't be able to
yes.
pick it up until your next turn, most likely.
Yeah.
Lun, you're up.
He's gonna look to Lucas for like, do you want to throw me?
Lucas will throw, using his biotics.
Lucas kind of hopes to land somewhere like near these crates by Aya and Chan.
You'll land on top of that crate. You're on top of a crate.
Is that my move action or my action?
I would say that's technically a action on his part, but I'll let you take another action.
I'm gonna use Crush on the Mac.
Okay. So what does that entail again?
Crush. Da, 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 da.
Just basically messes you up if you have heavy armor.
Yeah, crushed is crush allows the belter to collapse the target's armor and damage the target by it. To activate, roll my Beltic dice and crushed pips against the target's DR and armor DR. If I succeed, the target's armor is now contorted around it and does not give it protection. Additionally, the DR of the armor is treated as a negative modifier to all rolls made by the target, and its movement is lowered by 5. For every round the target is crushed by the armor, it sustains 2d damage independent of its DR.
Nice.
Such a good move.
That is a very good move.
Now where is the thing? There you go. So it's roll 5d6 this time, plus 2 from my amp, and Rush has 4 points in it, so plus 4.
So how much? Oh, so this is the 26 damage?
That's the 26, that's against its DR and armor DR.
DR and armor DR.
Do you want me to copy
So
and
like,
paste it?
sure, go ahead.
It just says it possibly is easier.
I don't know why it words it like that. It should just be your damage resistance overall.
You do a biotic roll versus. So Harik, I think you take its damage reduction and its armor's damage reduction, put it together, and then if Lun rolled more than that.
Then it works. It works!
Woo!
If you succeed, the target's armor is contorted around and it does not give it protection. So that its armor, so that means its damage reduction, regular damage reduction does not count anymore?
I think that's gone, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's additionally, the DR of the armor is treated as a negative modifier to all rolls made by the target, and the movement
Nice.
is lowered by 5. Also, I think it takes 2d of damage. It is a
For every round
horribly but awesome move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Removes the armor or the talent is
So-
deactivated. Each round, the target may roll a moderate strength check. If successful, it can remove its armor. The armor is considered destroyed. Interesting. All right.
So his personal
Very
damage
good.
reduction would still work, but not the damage reduction from the armor.
Right. So at the moment, his armor. So at the moment, he doesn't take any damage yet.
No,
At the moment.
no, because I've. Yeah, so every round it's in the crush.
Yes. Very good. Very good move, Lun. Super. All right. PO'd Darren is next.
Okay. Move up there. Get out of here now, because I don't want to kill you and you don't want to die.
Okay. Roll intimidate, I guess.
Okay. Do I have intimidation? I don't think so.
23. All right. 23. Aya, you're next.
Okay. I will use hacking on it, on the mech, so that in other words, I will disrupt its targeting and defense system. All synthetics, mechs, and automated targeting systems that are trying to hit you are affected.
You're trying to take over the map?
No, because I don't have AI hack. I just have hacking, which will make it so that it'll have to take a higher roll. It'll have to take a technical and synthetics roll to try and actually even shoot. Right.
I think that would be.
We'll say that it has to beat your hacking
Yeah.
roll. So it has to beat a 24. Just
Yeah.
remember that for me in the future. That if it tries to shoot, it has to beat a 24.
And it lasts for 1 round.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mech between the mech being crushed and malfunctioning with the hack, Darren effectively, the other Darren cannot use its turn. Other Aya.
Well, this was my second action, so technically
Okay.
the turn starts over from the top now again. Like the next round begins now.
And the next round will begin with my next turn.
Yeah, but I don't think
That would-
that Lun and Chen took more than one action.
I think they did though. I think
I still need the second one.
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
And the other Darren and the other Aya took a second action. Or taking
Okay.
a second
Oh, I
action.
forgot I've taken 2 actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
So
I did
Darren,
put the modifier on then because I completely forgot I was taking 2. I'll stick with just 1 then, and I'll take 2 next
Okay.
time.
so Darren just went, and then Aya just went, which means the other Darren, like I said, is malfunctioning. The other Aya will fire and appears over here. Darren, what is your range attack again?
Mine, just ranged or assault rifle.
No, your defense value.
Range defense, your
No,
range
my
defense.
defense value. Sorry, misunderstood. My defense value is 22.
Okay, that will hit. Whoops. No, not. I rolled 3d62 and got 150. That's not right.
Unfortunately.
That's not right. Alright. The sniper shot does 10 points of damage. You can
Okay.
probably resist that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take none.
Okay, that was Aya's turn. Then another shot fires on the other Aya. This one's still coming from this direction, even though the other Aya is coming from this direction.
Ah. Wait, you're saying there comes another shot from this direction?
Yep, another shot from that direction. 27. What is your range defense, Aya?
19.
Actually, you're invisible. You're still cloaked, though, right?
No, cloak disables once
okay.
you take an offensive action,
Yeah.
and I shot Darren in the knee.
Yes. The last
And
turn,
I had just hacked his mech, so...
yes, the last thing that. So the previous shot at you was not from Aya, because Aya would have decloaked if
Yeah.
she shot you. The previous shot was from this other, whoever this is. What is your range defense?
19.
19, that's a hit. Aya will take. Also take 10 points of damage. Roll a perception. Everyone in the Bravo squad, roll a perception.
Okay.
Can we use search or just perception?
Search is fine. Investigation is fine.
Then
28.
Do we use the?
I got 18.
Oh, I
Do we
got.
take the penalty for our taking 2 actions?
This isn't part of taking 2 actions. This is just
Okay.
passive.
I got a wild die.
11 for E, and how about Lun?
I only got 6.
Both Darren and Aya see a figure back over here,
Further down, is it?
further down,
Oh.
right over here. Aya, you recognize that figure as Timaeus Danimus.
Oh,
He has a sniper rifle aimed in your direction.
oh, you want to play sniper versus sniper, bro? You're going down. I will make your head explode for a second time.
Crystal Chen, you're up.
So she does not see Timaeus, right?
She does not see Timaeus. Only Darren and Aya see Timaeus at the moment. But you see Aya. You do see the other Aya, and I think you can see the mech from where you're standing.
Yes.
I should have there.
Now tin canned mech.
So alright. Can I give something to Aya and also pick up the
Yeah.
the
Yes.
device at this
Yes, you can.
this one action? Alright.
Yes, you can.
Crystal's going to give that shield bonus chip she got from the competition. That's plus 15 to damage resistance for 3 rounds. She's going to give it shove that to Aya right now.
Okay.